The user interface for Google Classroom is very basic and simple to use. This makes it easy for teachers to post assignments and updates of what's happening in the classroom, and for students to find those assignments and keep up with the updates. First, finding Google Classroom is very simple. You can search classroom.google.com to find all of your Google Classrooms. Even easier is to use your email or any Drive access and use the tic-tac-toe board on the top right to find Google Apps and scroll down to find your classroom, Google Classroom. Once you open that up, either through email, Drive, or by searching classroom.google.com, you'll arrive at a landing page. This landing page for Google Classroom shows all of the classrooms that you are participating in, whether you are the owner of the classroom, a co-teacher in the classroom, or perhaps listed as a student in the classroom, which you'll see I have a few here. Once you find the classroom that you want to join or that you want to see, you can open up that classroom by simply clicking on the link. Once that link is open, you arrive at the stream. The stream is a public space that is not much different than a classroom blog. This space is excellent for posting updates, for posting calendar dates, and student assignments also will show up in this stream. You'll want to be sure that you set the norms for this stream because all students and staff members who are part of the classroom can see everything that's posted on this page, including comments. So make sure that you take a moment when you begin your classroom with your students and make sure that they understand that this is an academic space and this isn't a great space to catch up on each other's weekend or chat about what's happening in their student worlds. The next tab going across the top is the classwork tab. This is where your students will find all of their work and where you will live most of your time in Google Classroom. We will go into this in much greater detail as this course moves along. The next tab as we move across the top is the People tab. This will give you a listing of all of the teachers that are involved, including anybody who you'd like to have as a co-teacher for this course, and students. Currently, I have no students in this course, but again, as we go along with this tutorial, we will talk about how to add students and even import guardians so that they can get updates as to what students are working on in the classroom. Much more on that later. The last tab as we move across the top is the Grades tab. Now this Grades tab is empty right now, but you can, using the Classwork tab, create quizzes which will automatically grade and import grades into a grade book. You can also use other assignments like a document and grade that via a rubric and score that, and those grades will go into this grade book here. Those grades easily import to SchoolTool should you choose to use the grades in Google Classroom. A couple more quick things about the user interface. I'll head back to the stream. There are some themes that you can add. You can also upload photos. Most important is the content that you post on here. But if you get your content posted and you'd like to personalize your Google Classroom a little bit, feel free to do that. You can also add a Google Meet link, which is a consistent meeting room for you and your students. Much more on that in this tutorial as you go along through the course. And two more areas that I'd like to show you. First, the settings wheel on the top right. When you click on the settings wheel, you can change your class details, give a further class description, a section, a room number, and a subject. As you scroll down, there are a few other settings that you can activate as you move along. So feel free to dig into those settings. Close those. And finally, if you are in other classes or you are a teacher who has multiple sections of a class, perhaps a secondary teacher or a specials teacher or a special areas teacher or a specialist, you'll want to use this 3 lines, which some people call the sandwich or the hamburger. If you click on that, that brings you back to your classes. If you click on that, it brings us back to that landing page. I'll jump back into this classroom and click on that sandwich there. Again, you'll see that I can also scroll down and I can jump from class to class this way if I'd like to. One final thing to show you, there is another separate settings wheel down in that hamburgers menu. If you click that, you do wind up with a few different settings. These are notifications. We will talk much further about notifications as you go along with this course.